Welcome back to the College Hack channel. This is going to be one of our monthly Q&A podcast type episodes. I'm Dr. Clifford Semi. This is Dr. Lauren Daly. I founded and run College Hack, and Dr. Lauren Daly is our chief. Come on, you got to tell me what your title. What is your title?
Chief Academic Officer. No, Advisor.
Advising chief.
Oh, now we have departments?
Advising chief.
I think I'm just director of the whole thing.
Director of the whole thing. There we go. And we're going to go through some questions today. We are going to offer a free consultation raffle at the end, so stick around for that. Yeah, and I would give you like a foretaste of the kinds of things we'll be talking about and questions we'll be answering, but frankly, we don't know. We've got a pile of questions from you guys. We're just going to go through the ones that sound interesting.
So many questions, and good ones. We'll start with our video 7 fastest study.com college credit courses.
Random YouTube user 4437. What if I'm in Vietnam? Is there any online credit course? That's a great question. I mean, what would you say, like a third of our clients are from overseas?
At least, yeah. Maybe even more of that now.
Oh, really?
I should really total
kind of
those
like
numbers.
A 50-50 split, maybe?
Yeah, in the last probably 6 months, we've had a huge boost in a lot of other countries.
Yeah, and you cannot go to WGU. They're like the only school that doesn't accept international students.
That we talk about, yeah.
Yeah, that we talk about. You're right.
In the world.
There's other schools that don't accept international students. There's probably schools in other countries that won't accept U.S. students.
Yeah.
So... yeah, but if you use Sophia and Study.com, which are totally open to you, very affordable, and then you apply for a school, any one of the schools in our top 7 colleges apart from WGU, you'll have no problem. It'd be, just like it is for anybody else. Some schools, not all, but there are some schools out there that will give discounts to overseas students because sometimes the prices that we charge in the U.S. are affordable for U.S. students, but not for overseas students. And so every once in a while, you'll find a college with like an international scholarship.
And sometimes they're affordable for no one.
Yeah.
And that's why we exist.
Yeah, $50,000 is way too much to pay for a bachelor's degree. I have a dream. I've never talked about this on this channel before, though I've hinted and alluded to it. I would love to start one day a residential competency-based school.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I think it would be awesome, right? Like, here's your English professor, your business professor, and they all have open office hours, and they all have to give a certain number of lectures, and then you as a student comes in, and you basically are said, hey, here's all the courses that you need. All the resources are here on campus. We've got a library. We've got professors. We've got lectures you can go to, and whenever you're ready to take the final exam for a particular course, here's the testing center. You go take it, you finish that course, and you move on. And, like, you still get that really cool residential experience at an affordable price with the conveniences of competency-based. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm on board.
Yeah. So anyway, if that college ever exists, maybe you guys can send your kids to it.
This will be the OG. This will be in our Netflix documentary when they're talking about the school. They'll be like, here's the first time he mentioned it, really.
Oh, yeah. This could be a documentary of a disaster, too.
The in and out of the failure of the school.
How the world's dumbest school failed.
Oh, my gosh. As long as we make it into the Guinness Book of World Records for, like, dumbest
like the shortest lived school. Yeah. If you guys like the sound of that, it sounds cool to you.
The shortest lived school, if you like that.
The good part, not the bad parts. Would love to hear.
Yeah.
Would love to hear.
Tell us you want to go to our school.
Yeah. I need to get a really big loan. Let's find another question here. TreeG3143. How do I slow down the speed you are talking at? Yeah, I'd love to get feedback on this.
I don't think that's the only time I've ever seen.
You comment and put it into the list here. So
well, we couldn't have all like really meaty, like long answer.
Yeah,
so I had to
really
throw some funny ones in there.
Yeah. So the way the YouTube algorithm works is like the longer somebody watches a video, the more YouTube thinks people like the video, so the more people they'll show the video to. Yeah. And when I watch a video, the thing that really annoys me is when people are talking like this. And so I just try to talk. And some videos I have low energy because I'm tired. But when I have the energy, I try to use it and like talk faster. And in fact, if you can go down to the bottom right, click the little gear, put it at 0.75 speed, and that'll actually mean more points for me from YouTube. YouTube will bump me up even more.
We encourage you to slow down our audio.
Yeah, please spend twice as long watching the videos you need to, and that is the best way to help us out.
Let's stay on the same video. Junhu Q5Z. Amazing videos. Wanted to thank you for sharing such helpful information. I noticed that there's one topic that you have never covered. Is there a hack to enter college for unschooled or free-range learners without formal education or official transcripts?
Ooh, interesting. So like no GED, no high school diploma?
Yeah, so just straight into college.
I think this is probably one that you'll know better than me. So
what do you think? Let's hear what you think.
A lot of schools are going to look for a GED. Most schools are going to look for at least a GED. So if you're an unschooler, free range learner, it's so easy to pass the GED. I mean, look at all the people who pass K through 12 in the United States. So go pass your GED using a lot of there's a lot of free resources and a lot of inexpensive resources. If you're going to go to college anyway, like you've got to be able to pass the GED. It'll be a really good, kind of test for you to see if you really are serious about it. But then there are going to be a couple of schools that probably just say, hey, you're old enough. Is that true? This sounds wrong as I'm saying it.
I love how when you don't know the answer, you go through a really eloquent train of thought, like trying to arrive at an answer that sounds like it would be reasonable. It's what I don't have the ability to do. Okay. The short answer is...
Well, it is kind of undercut by the laughing at me, but...
I love
but
your
it's fair. It's very
valiant effort right now. I honestly, the way I would respond to this question is just no schools that you want to go to are going to take you without a high school equivalent. So yes, there are some nationally accredited schools out there that'll let you in the door, but what are you going to do with that when you get done? Because no grad schools are going to take you with that really, and then jobs are unlikely to really care too much if your degree is from a nationally accredited school, meaning they won't like it as much. It's not as valuable to them if they know the difference. So in general, because there's such fast and inexpensive schools out there that are accredited, go for those. And just like Cliff was saying, really good point about the GED being like kind of a pretest or a way that you could prepare for the rest of college. Sophia classes are very similar to what you're going to see on the GED. So when I have clients that end up needing to get a GED, maybe they're foreign and they don't, their stuff didn't come over, or they just never did high school. I usually have them do Sophia alongside the GED studying because it's a really good way to kind of couple the two. And then you've got some credits when you're done already that are transferable. So you just don't feel so far behind. The hard part when you don't have high school yet and you're looking at college is you just feel like, oh, it's going to take forever to get there. So if you can couple those things, it's a little less demotivating.
Hey, great answer. And turns out I wasn't wrong.
You weren't wrong.
I lacked nuance.
There are schools that will take, yes. For sure.
My intuition was
it was
correct.
Good, yes.
I love how you just let me go out there just to kind of see if I would impale myself.
Only because you wanted me to start it, so I was like, oh, good, he knows nothing about this. Let's hear what he thinks is true. I got to keep this jacket on. It turned off on me. It's freezing in here.
Yeah, in Las Vegas, the summer's 120 degrees this year. The winters, those of you anywhere that's actually cold will laugh at us, but it's like it's 40 degrees right now.
It was in the 30s when I woke up, so to me that's definitely cold, having been from San Diego.
The shed that College Hack lives in is very poorly insulated too. Yeah, there's the best insulation we have is this sound dampening foam. So it's cold in here. All right, from the video 5 best online colleges for busy military students. News Sense 69. I'm overseas on rotation. Will I still be able to enroll at these schools, or would I have to do a face-to-face portion? Yep, you absolutely can. Any of the schools we talked about except for WGU will accept overseas students, and for none of them do you have to show up in person.
Yes.
L Chuck 0666. Thank you, College Hack, for making this military-centric video. I hope that it helps many of the military and veteran viewers out there trying to navigate the confusing and somewhat predatory adult learning environment. And that is such a good point. I'm glad you said that, because colleges want that sweet, sweet government money.
Yeah.
That's why any school you look at, they're going to say, hey, it only costs $250, because that's the cutoff that the U.S. government says they'll pay per hour or something like that. And everybody wants that money. They want those learners because it's guaranteed money, and you're not going to have problems with payment from students.
Not a lot of barriers
loans.
to that money for them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anytime a school starts to lose their status where they can't get that money, they'll fix whatever. If you want a college to change, tell them they're not going to have access to,
so
to
true,
government
federal
funds
financial
anymore. Yeah. So veterans, military service members, watch yourself, because everybody wants your money, and you are going to get more ads than anybody else, all sorts of stuff. So just be careful. Yeah. Just be careful.
Wen Hen, a couple of notes as someone in the military looking to commission. I thought this was really excellent information for the rest of the hacking population. For IT, computer science, and cybersecurity degrees, make sure that it's either ABET accredited or considered an NSA Center of Academic Excellence. This is because the DoD 8140 framework gives job codes as well as potential preference to graduates from those programs, which also applies to contractors as well. That part I did not know, so that's really helpful. Many more technical commissioning programs require multiple semesters of calculus and physics, which takes out many of these schools. If that's the case for your goals, I'd look into other programs or take a class or two at another institution which offers those classes. I know Embry-Riddle Worldwide matches tuition assistance credit pricing and has a fully ABET accredited engineering degree, so they should be allowed students to enroll in the necessary classes. Purdue Global is another one that we send a lot of people to for their cyber. It's ABET accredited, so that's another good one. But yeah, just some good insider info here. Take it with a grain of salt. I have not verified this, but it does sound like they know what they're talking about, so maybe look into that.
All right, great advice. Wen Hen, thank you for saying that. Super helpful. I was a little distracted from you reading it because of
I'm
this
sure
next
the next
comment.
one.
Yeah. Dragoon 1027. Problem is, and they're talking about the top 7 schools or the 5 best online colleges for busy military students, and one of those was Liberty University. And Dragoon 1027. Problem is, if you get your degree at Liberty, everyone is going to laugh at you. So many people get their PhDs at Liberty and are laughed at because of it. Have you ever been laughed at?
I've never been laughed at.
I haven't been laughed. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
this counts as Dragoon 1027 laughing at us. I think this is literally the first person who's ever laughed at me.
I see
for
no
it.
ha-has, though, so I don't
think it
know.
counts. Yeah, it's still-
doesn't count. The only time I've ever had someone ask where my degree was from is when and this is an honest story, when I've been doing a really good job. And someone stops and they go, "Where'd you go to school?" And I'm like, okay, well, that's not why I'm awesome. But I'll tell you.
No, I think one of the cornerstones that college hacking ideology is built on is that it's not the degree that makes the person, it's not the school that makes the person, it's
Yeah.
the person that makes the degree. PhDs are not like a mountain you climb to and then you sit there.
Yeah.
It is an opportunity to go get tools, and if you get the tools you need, any degree is like that. You get the tools you need,
Yeah.
it's now time to actually climb the mountain. That's base camp.
Yeah.
And I think people who feel this way think that, PhDs are kind of strutting around like, oh, I'm so awesome, I got a PhD. And yeah, sure, there are harder schools to get into for a PhD.
Yeah.
There are harder schools to finish your PhD at, but there is a baseline. And I'm going to let the Harvard PhD grads, I'm going to give them tons of kudos and be like, man, you are super cool.
Yeah.
That was hard to get into.
Yeah.
It was hard to complete. And that's amazing. And I feel a little bad for you because you had to put in so much work to go above and beyond the baseline that is actually required for this. But I got the tools I needed to do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And as of today, still nobody has laughed at me for it.
At a fraction of the price. So there you go.
That is true. That is the best part. Yeah, just little silly snobbishness. And I think it's funny, too, when we get this kind of silly snobbishness from people who probably don't have a PhD themselves.
Yes, or
right?
really don't know how the industry works, right? Some of
Yeah.
these comments we get, I sit there and I'm like, do I respond to this? Because it would take me probably 15 minutes to describe in bullet points all the information, the context of this industry that you're missing to have left this comment. Because I can see where you're coming from and I can see what you're lacking. But man, it would take me a lot of time to catch you up. And that's no kudos to me. That just tells you how deep the industry is. We've been doing this for a decade plus in various capacities in higher ed, and we still don't know everything. So, to come in off the street with a comment that like everything, it just is a little silly.
Yeah, we've been in this for, I think it's been over a decade for me.
Yeah.
And
We're like 22
about the
years
same.
combined or something.
Yeah, basically. Every day, 2 more days added to that.
It's like dog years, education years. It feels like that sometimes.
But if you guys are thinking about getting a PhD at Liberty, don't let comments like this mess with you. The point is not where you got the tools necessarily. It's what you do with the tools.
Yeah.
And Liberty is still a fine place to get it. I would say out of all the online colleges that we commonly work with,
Yeah.
I think Liberty's educational standards are among the highest.
And
too.
just the UX UI, their interface, their technology. I didn't appreciate that until we left and dealt with other schools. And now I'm like, wow, they've got a room full of people that make their technology. There's a lot of time, effort, and money that goes into making your student experience online there really good. And it shows.
Yeah. Good stuff. Dragoon 1027, thanks for bringing up that wonderful topic. And then Marvin Castro 653, I wish I had this information as young private, but your videos and information have been very valuable to me and the soldiers have passed along too.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're
So glad we
welcome.
could.
And thank you for sharing with other people. That is huge. That is huge. That is huge. Yeah. And welcome to the rapid fire portion of today's podcast. We've been goofing off way too much today, so we need to actually get some work done here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and start with this comment. From the video, this military student got paid $6,000 to do college, which was an awesome video. I'm not saying that just because I was in it, but Franco, yeah, there you go. Trying to go fast, and I'm already...
This is getting flowery for
and now
you.
I'm being self-aware. It's spinning into oblivion.
We are
here.
who we are.
Franco here says, I am 100% disabled veteran who's been watching your videos. I wanted to know how I can get you to look at my credits. Oh, okay. Well, that's an easy question. Check out the comment, the description down below. There is a link to set up a consultation with us. And if you're not sure if that's quite right for you, if you go to the About page on YouTube, you'll be able to find our email address. Or if you go to our website, collegehack.com, and scroll to the bottom, you'll be able to find the email address as well. Just to make sure like it's a good fit for you. You're welcome to do that before you just sign up for a consult. Lauren, what do you got?
Na-da-tang 4984. I'm not as good as Cliff is at those names, so
Great job.
sorry for that.
No, that was pretty good.
I cannot decide between ASU and WGU. I know they are two completely different schools, and I am not so much worried about cost. I want something that is structured with some interaction going on and maybe some live classes. I like SNHU, but it was not enough. WGU sounds so tempting.
Interesting. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, my first thoughts are if you're looking for more interaction, going from a structured school to a competency-based school is definitely not going to help you too much because the competency-based schools are much less hands-on. So they're going to not meet at the same time in a synchronous fashion online. They're not going to have any times where you have to be online or get together. But at any school, there's going to be support groups in Reddit, in Discord, all kinds of Facebook, all kinds of places where you can definitely hook up with students who are at that same point in their degree as you are and get together if you want to.
That is great advice. And I would add on to that and say, just go blast out the bachelor's degree and then
go residentially.
Go get the interaction in the master's program.
So true.
If master's is within your goal set, you can find master's degrees that are more interactive online. Or if you have the time and the inclination and the money, going residentially locally is for a master's program with like other professionals who are serious about this stuff. That is like, it's a meeting of the minds, and it's nirvana if you really enjoy your subject. It's amazing. I've got a question from Audacity for you, photographer. Dr. Semi, do you have Texas A&M University Commerce TAMUK on your radar, which is now renamed Eastern Texas University or something like that?
Yes. Good job. I was hoping you know the whole name because I always forget it. It's most of it.
Are you sure I got it right?
Yeah.
But we're just going to call it Eastern because I'm not going to go Google it right now. But it used to be TAMUK. If you Google TAMUC, Texas A&M University Commerce, you'll find it. They offer some great CBE, competency-based education options. If you don't know, competency-based education, a word we throw around a lot, basically just means going at your own pace, paying a subscription fee for amount of time, and then usually every course has like one big final project. So you go through all the coursework at your own pace, you take the final project, if you pass, you move on to the next course. The prices are similar to UMPI, but with no foreign language requirement, and I think we've actually sent a couple people to MOOC as a result.
Oh,
right?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, people who didn't want to have to learn a foreign language or...
Yeah.
Basically.
Usually a bailout from UMPI. If they're taking too long or they're not being very nice, which sometimes happens because they're really, really busy, TAMUK is happy to pick up the pieces.
Nice. Their mandatory Texas government course, I guess, replaces LOL. Yes.
Yeah.
They are a college from Texas, so if you take a class, if you go to school there, you will have to learn about Texas.
Their own government. Pretty awesome.
Is easier to learn about than a foreign language, so I guess I'm not too mad about it, but...
Hopefully that's true. I guess we don't really know if that's a true statement, but it seems like it would be, right?
Yeah.
For most people.
Probably. It's more like fact-based than skill-based, right? So you just got to memorize. You can just cram and just go for it. Harder to do that with Spanish or
That's
Chinese.
very true. Good point.
All right, Lauren, let's do one more each.
Okay. Sumaler 1157. Can we do masters anywhere after graduation? This was particularly on our ASU video, but in general, this is a question we get a lot. If I hack my bachelor's degree, is that going to prevent me from being able to go into a certain master's degree that I want to? And as we always say, definitely plan backwards. So you should have the end goal in mind when you start. If you want to get a PhD, when you start, you should know generally maybe 5 or so schools that you're interested in applying to so you can see what they require. That dictates what master's degree you get, and that master's will dictate what your bachelor's needs to be. If you are, for most places, you could do anything from liberal studies to whatever it is, as long as you have the set of prereqs in there that your master's degree is going to want to see, and then your master's is going to directly feed into the terminal degree portion of things. So long answer short, yes, you can pretty much go anywhere after graduation as long as you plan backwards and have the prerequisites that you need. But all the schools that we talk about are always going to be regionally accredited and not for profit. We don't really support schools that don't check those two boxes, so you don't have to worry about those brand name issues with our channel.
I'll wrap it up with this wonderful comment. I'm so glad you include these when you make this list. Trina Bailey Warren says, your voice sounds very comforting, which is a compliment I've never heard before.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen a few comments.
Really?
Yes. People say they just listen to you, like in the car when they're driving. They'll just put on your videos.
Well, not because my voice is comforting, though.
Yeah. They'll say, you're so relaxing to listen to is a common thing that I see in the comments. You look like you don't believe me. This is funny.
This is very uncanny.
Just accept it. You have a lovely voice.
If any of you are using me and talking to fall asleep,
Oh, yeah. If you want some college hacked ASMR, then you should let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I'm going to just start every once in a while going,
You're so unrelaxing, Clifford.
just to make it a little more interesting. Yeah, I'll finish up with a real question here. Hey, great video. Could you do one about online universities that accept international students? Thank you. And the fact of the matter there, Rahab Nungari 372 is that I don't need to because basically just not WGU.
Yeah.
Purdue Global really wants you. UMPI really wants you. Liberty really wants you. SNHU will take you.
As long as you give them money. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, kind of. Yeah.
We have to get to our SNHU video where everyone railed on you for calling it snoo and making fun of it.
Hey, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But that is where we're going to cut it off today. More Q&As to come, guys. And then we're going to give a raffle here. So let us know if you want to enter the raffle for a free console. Why do you need it? And we're looking to help people who really do need it. Cost is like a huge factor for them, right? And then tell us your favorite type of
processed food.
There you go. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We are always happy to help you graduate quickly and inexpensively so you can build a career that you love. Leave us a question or a comment down below the video. And if you'd like to sign up for our consult, the link is in the description. Thanks for watching and happy hacking.